encounter anything so soft as a white shoulder. But before he had time to consider, he had gripped it fiercely and dragged its owner out onto the grass which bordered the drive. He saw then that it was a woman he held captive, or rather, a girl. She was twisting and turning in his grasp, and for a moment it took all his strength to hold her. Then, as his fingers tightened against her struggles, she was suddenly still. "Let me go!" She raised her face to his, throwing back as she did so a cloud of golden red hair, which hung loosely around her small oval face. Her eyes were strangely green, set beneath arched eyebrows, which were drawn together now in an angry scowl. "Did you loose that arrow at me?" Rodney asked. Her lips pouted for a moment, and then suddenly she smiled. "'Twas but a jest." Her smile was irresistible, and Rodney found himself smiling back. She was a lovely, roguish child, and he imagined she must be the daughter of some employee on the place. He could see that she wore a white apron, and her loosened hair told him that she had no social position. But she was pretty. Her breasts were round beneath the tightness of her gown, and at sea one had only dreams of fair women with which to relieve the loneliness of the long nights, when one's arms ached to hold something warm and soft within them. "If it were a jest," Rodney said severely, "'twas a costly one, for my hat is ruined, and I bought it in Cheapside but a week ago." "I could perhaps mend it for you," the girl suggested. There was no apology in her eyes, and her mouth still curved in a smile which had grown mischievous and strangely enticing. "By heaven, you shall pay for it!" Rodney exclaimed. "Pay for it?" She echoed the words in surprise as his arms tightened round her and he drew her closer to him. His kiss was something she did not expect, for his lips found hers unprepared, unarmed, and for one long moment she was still beneath his strength. Her mouth was sweet and very soft. He could feel the beat of her heart against his, and then, with a little cry and with a sudden violence which caught him unawares, she had wrenched herself from his grasp. Before he could stop her, before, indeed, he realized what she was about, she had run away from him through the thick leaves of the lilac bushes and was gone. He knew it would be impossible to follow her, and he felt, too, that it might prove a little undignified. Smiling, he returned to the drive and, picking up his hat, drew the sharp-pointed arrow from the crown. For a moment he held the arrow in his hand, undecided whether to keep it or to throw it away. Then he chucked it down on the grass and, mounting his horse, continued his journey down the drive. The interlude had been unexpected and amusing. If Sir Harry's daughter was as attractive as the red-haired wench he had just kissed, he would not regret the decision he had made before he left London. It was his godfather who had put the idea of marriage into his head. "I have known Harry Gillingham since he was a boy," he told Rodney. "He is, if it pleases him, as generous as he is rich, but he expects value for his money, and as far as I know, he has always obtained it. If you want him to finance you, you will have to offer something in return." "He will get paid a good dividend, right enough," Rodney replied. The Queen's Secretary of State, Sir Francis Walsingham, smiled. "Let us hope that you can give us the 4,700% that Drake paid after his voyage round the world." "'Tis not as easy as it was," Roger admitted. "The Spaniards are growing wary. The gold ships are guarded, but if I can get my ship, I will bring home the booty even as Drake has done. I have not sailed with him for these past 10 years without learning something of the trade." "I would put up all the money myself, if I had it," Sir Francis sighed, his sallow, thoughtful face regretful. "The last venture in which I invested brought me £10,000, but at the moment I cannot spare more than 2. You can have that with my blessing and an introduction to Harry Gillingham, asking him to supply the rest." "What will he expect of me?" Rodney asked. "Yes, we must not forget that," his godfather said, smiling. "Harry has a daughter of marriageable age. There are rumours that he won't bring her to London because his new wife is jealous of her. Try your hand there, my boy. A man with a young wife is always ready to be rid of the tangles and burdens of family life." Rodney Hawkhurst had not been displeased.